Saturday marks 20 years since the terror attacks that changed our lives forever in New York. You likely remember where you were on 9/11, and many of you were here in Indiana at that time, glued to your TV screens. You were watching as that first tower came down, then the second, followed by the attacks on the Pentagon, and then the plane that went down in Pennsylvania. There were so many lives that were lost in all of the destruction on that day. And at that time, Hoosiers, as they often do, stepped up to help. Our Emily Longnecker caught up with some members of Task Force 1 as they remembered this tough assignment nearly 2 decades ago.
Well, the finishing touches are happening right now here at the Indiana 9/11 Memorial. You can see these folks working all in preparation for Saturday's ceremony marking the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terrorist attacks. We talked today to some members of Task Force 1 who went to New York City about their memories of what it was like to work at Ground Zero.
The acres of destruction there, I still struggle to process it all today.
20 years later, the memories are still there for Indianapolis Fire Chief Dave Cook. Images in his mind of the 9 days he spent at Ground Zero with Indiana Task Force 1.
All this gray dust, nothing really recognizable. You didn't see desks, you didn't see chairs, just all this gray paper dust matter.
Cook was with members of the New York City Fire Department many times below ground as they searched for survivors and fellow firefighters.
There was no lights. We found areas that had been on fire.
But they never found any survivors.
There was nothing.
After days of searching in basically a pancake collapse of a 110-story building, you soon realized that we weren't going to find anyone.
IFD Division Chief Tom Neal was also part of the Task Force 1 team.
You hope to find someone alive, but then our hope turned that we would find and recover those that were lost to return them back to their families.
And you did. Right?
And we did.
20 years later, the team who went to New York has suffered its own losses. 4 have died of cancer related to what they were exposed to at Ground Zero. Several members, like Chief Cook, have health issues because of their time there.
I really struggle with how to process what it means to my own life.
And that's why Saturday will be a day to reflect for both of these men on the events of September 11th, 2001, and how that day changed them and this country.